So I'm outside the Lake County Courthouse. Let me tell you guys what transpired here recently. I'm pretty rattled right now. So on March 8th, I filed a federal removal inside this courthouse. So I removed my case out of state court, out of the Lake County Courthouse Administrative Building, right here. I pulled it out of this courthouse and I removed it into federal court. Okay? That was on the 8th. And on the 8th, I was downstairs in this courthouse speaking with the lady who refuses to give me her name in charge of federal removals. I conducted a federal removal. I conducted that federal removal on the 8th. On Monday, the 12th, they held court in here. And they effectively altered my parenting time with my daughter without me ever knowing about it. Yet, the clerk downstairs in charge of federal removals told me that my case would be closed and all future court dates stricken. She told me that. She said, all of your future court dates will be removed from the calendar. And she said that, and your case will be closed until it's remanded back down from federal court to the lower court. Telling me I didn't have any court dates as long as it was in federal court. So I find out yesterday they held court. They altered my parenting time with my daughter. So I come here to the courthouse. I go downstairs to the clerk's office. And I ask for a printout of when the case was open and closed. They sound a panic alarm, and they brought 6 or 7 police down there and surrounded me down there in the clerk's office. So I started recording on my cell phone, and they were telling me to turn my phone off, and I politely disobeyed. I said, no, I'm not doing that because I feel intimidated. You surrounded me with 6 or 7 police officers. So Lake County Courthouse knowingly they are conspiring against me in my federal case. I have been targeted in this courthouse. They labeled me a right-wing terrorist and put me on a judicial watch list, ensuring that I couldn't get any type of due process here between judges, no matter which judge I went to, because they internally share documents, and I want all of this FOIA'd. They create a list they put problematic litigants on and share between the judges, ensuring that you cannot get due process because you're labeled no matter which judge you go in front of. But inside this courthouse, they brought 6 or 7 police officers and surrounded me downstairs in the clerk's office, intimidating me. Most of the gentlemen were very polite. I know a couple of those guys. I've interacted with them before, but some of them I had not. And they were demanding my name. They demanded my date of birth. Now, mind you, I had committed no crime. I had only asked for a piece of paper. I asked for one piece of paper, and that's it. So I'm going to upload the video later. I'm going to upload the video, but they told me I need to motion it up in front of the judge to find out why my case is being randomly. I'm going to show you. Look, let me show you something. Here's what they gave me. Look, it shows on the 8th, closed. But then on the 15th, they opened it up just to enter in post-judgment motion and proceedings that actually transpired on the 12th. And again, on the 14th. Lake County Court, the Lake County Sheriff's Department, they're all guilty of using... No, Jason, it's not a crime. This is a public place. This is a public building. I violated their administrative rules of their courthouse. I didn't break a law because it is not against the law to record in a public place, in a public setting. And I did so for my own safety. And they're still, you can see they're still standing down here watching me. There's two of them down there. They're not smoking, they're watching me. And I feel certain they won't answer any questions as to why the Lake County uses the Sheriff's Department to intimidate people that are peaceful and only ask for something that by law they should be allowed to have. They're conspiring against citizens in Lake County while rapidly expanding a new courthouse for themselves. So I'll keep my phone on until I get into my truck and leave. God forbid I was to get who knows. Literally, I was shaking because I had damn 6 or 7 police that surrounded me. I mean, it scared the bejesus out of me. And all I had done is ask for a piece of paper trying to find out who was opening and closing this case at will. I didn't know that they can just open and close a case in the state court whenever they want to. Nope. Well, man, I mean, I only came over here to get some evidence about them opening and closing this case. Well, Eric, we need to shut it down because they're intimidating lawful citizens in here. This isn't the first time. They did it to me before in court. While in front of the judge, they surrounded me with 6 or 7 police officers, even though I hadn't done anything. I had never even raised my voice in there. This is why I'm running for governor right here. This is exactly why I'm running for governor, because of how they treat our citizens. And this is why I won't be bullied or intimidated. I will not. Our tax-paying dollars pay for these courthouses and their jobs, and they refuse to give me their names. They would give me their first name, but they wouldn't give me their last name. Man. Crazy. I wasn't planning on that this morning. I just thought I'm going to come over here and get some paperwork. I just thought I'm going to come to the courthouse and get a little bit, this paperwork and find out why my case is getting open and closed without me knowing about it. Because it's in federal jurisdiction. Look, I'm going to show you. I'll show you right here. See there? Look. Filed on the 8th, 10:48. 10:48 a.m. on the 8th. On the 8th, look, it shows my case is closed. But then they go ahead and hold proceedings. They actually held the proceedings on the 12th. So I don't know what was on the 14th. They got 2 different things here. But look, closed. Active, closed, active. How do they do that? How do they just hold hearings and reopen your case while it's in federal jurisdiction? That's what happened to me. These courthouses all across the state conspire against citizens. They doctor records. They won't allow you to record inside these places. And they were like yelling at me to turn my phone off, which I wasn't going to do because I had like 7 police officers surrounding me. I wasn't turning my phone off. I never raised my voice. I never got loud. I never was derogatory. Nothing. The only thing that I did was ask those ladies. I was very polite. I said, hey, you guys told me that my case was closed, that my upcoming court dates were going to be stricken. And the lady in charge of federal removals down here told me, well, you're going to have to motion that up with the judge. I'm like, ma'am, it shows here that my case is reclosed. And she says, well, you can motion it up in front of the judge anytime that you want to reopen a case. I'm like, no, you can't. Not if the federal court has jurisdiction. I removed it. I removed the case out of this courthouse to federal jurisdiction. The federal court has jurisdiction, not this court. So there should be no cases, no hearings ongoing. You shouldn't be ruling on anything, nothing, especially that I wasn't notified that my parenting time was going to be altered in this courthouse. I mean, I'm floored that this just happened. I wish I could say I'm actually surprised, but I'm not. But I didn't expect that downstairs in the clerk's office, because I asked for a piece of paper, they're going to hit a panic alarm and bring the whole sheriff's department down on top of me and scare the ever living shit out of me. Excuse my language, but it did. I mean, this is unreal that this is occurring in our courthouses. This is something that we must put a stop to. All along, when you hear that these men and women out there that were complaining about the improprieties and the abuses in the judicial system, and you didn't hear any, and you thought, wow, these people are crazy. No, they're not crazy. I'm here to tell you, they are not crazy. They manipulate these court cases. They get rid of evidence. They don't accept evidence. They take hearsay and just infringe upon your rights. This is why I'm running for governor right here. Everybody wants to know why I'm running for governor. This is why I'm running for governor right here. This is the government abuse in the state of Illinois and all across our country that's occurring. And I guarantee you right now, some fake profiles downstairs in the sheriff's department, they're watching this live feed right now. Guarantee you. I promise you. They're watching this live feed right now because they know when I get elected governor in the state of Illinois, heads are going to roll. These types of tactics are going to end in the state of Illinois. The executive will no longer be used as some sort of a strong arm force to coerce and intimidate law-abiding citizens. Ever. This is why I'm running for governor right here. I'm angry and I'm still scared. My heart's still going 1,000 miles an hour because I couldn't believe that just transpired. I mean, I came in here peacefully, just wanting some answers as to how in God's name are you guys holding court hearings with my case closed? So I apologize if I'm repeating myself because I'm shook up right now. But I'm going to get off of here. I've got some complaints to file. This is unbelievable. I don't even know where to begin to go to start filing complaints. These guys do not uphold the Constitution. I told them that when they said you have to turn your cell phone off. I said, absolutely not. First Amendment right. Nope. I'm protecting myself because I did feel intimidated. I mean, for Pete's sake, 6 or 7 police officers stormed the clerk's office and surrounded me. What in the hell am I supposed to think? That you're coming down to freaking take me out to lunch? No. So I need you guys to FOIA. Yeah, I videoed inside. If you guys can FOIA, I want you to FOIA what just transpired right here. This date and this time. I don't know what time it is right now, but just happened within the last 30 minutes. I want you to submit a FOIA request to Lake County and get that video, get the audio, because those police officers said that they were video and audio recording. And I want that video and that audio. I want that stuff put up online so people can see exactly what happens. And the police said, well, we don't know what transpired. We just know they hit a panic alarm. I'm like, exactly. That's a problem. I want to know why these ladies feel that it's acceptable to just hit a panic alarm when I'm asking them for information pertaining to my case and individuals involved because I wanted their last names so that I can make them party to the amended suit. And they refuse to give me their names. That stuff's all on video. So I'm getting out of this freaking hellhole. And I don't know, do I show up to court here on the 16th? I'm supposed to have court here on the 16th. But this thing says, well, it says right now my case is active. So I don't know from one day to the next, is this case active or is it closed? I got a piece of paper that says the federal court has jurisdiction. So I'm going to show up here on the 16th, and I'm going to need media here with me, because I fully believe that they're utilizing intimidation and force and coercion to manipulate this case. They're trying to get me to drop out from running for governor, is what they're trying to do. They're making me choose between being with my children or running for governor, because they're not permitting me to take my children with me whenever I go and do an event. So if I need to leave, they're telling me that I have to choose between whether or not I run for governor or spend time with my kids. I can't do both. Tell me that's not intimidation and coercion. That's what's happening inside our courthouses. Greg Parsons, I already removed the federal court, my friend. Look, I'll show you. Look, I already removed. I did it on the 8th. Hold on a second. Look, right there, filed. Boom, notice of removal to United States District Court. That was filed on the 8th. No, it's next month. So they're trying to utilize my children as a leverage point to make me drop out drop out. Yeah, Greg, I did file a notice of removal with the state court. That's what that is. That's a notice of removal to the U.S. District Court. The case is removed. Caba, I was here because they held court on Monday, which I think was the 12th. So I removed from state court to federal court on the 8th. And the clerk told me on the 8th, she said, all of your upcoming court dates will be canceled and the case is closed until it's remanded back to this court. Meaning federal court had jurisdiction and that the case was closed. Greg, I don't have court until April 23rd for federal court. So my case was closed, but they held court after the 8th, after the federal removal occurred, after the clerk told me all of my court dates were canceled. They still held court on Monday without me present because I was told that court date was canceled by the clerk's office, and which it should have been because it reflects on here on this piece of paper that the case was closed on the 8th. So how did they just reopen it on Monday morning? You would think that if the case got reopened, I would know about it. Or if they submitted a motion to reopen it. Yeah, Greg, correct. U.S. District Court has accepted the removal. They did on the 1st. So it got removed to federal court. Federal court accepted it on the 1st. They changed to e-filing here in the state court. So it took me a little bit to figure that out, but I got it electronically filed on the 8th because I had some technical difficulties with their system because it's brand new. So it was removed from state court on the 8th. The notice of removal was filed in the state court in the Lake County 19th Judicial Circuit Court on the 8th. This is what they're doing. This is why you take it out of state court and put it in federal court. Because they are manipulating citizens and they are abusing you at every whim that they so choose. And this is why I'm running for governor. Because this is what they're doing to the people I swore to protect. I swore to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And these are domestic enemies against the Constitution right here. This is why I'm on the front line fighting the state of Illinois right here. This is why you should be electing men and women like myself who will not be bullied or intimidated. I'm not going to be bullied or intimidated. So I'm going to get off here. I got other things to do today. And I've got complaints to file against this courthouse. I mean, I'm really, really upset right now. But I'm going to be very civil. But I am very upset that this is still happening in my country and in my county where I live. Don't be intimidated. Do not let them do this to you. Don't. Take it out of state court hands if you can. Take it into federal court if you can. Challenge them on the constitutional grounds of state statutes and federal guidelines that they are unconstitutional, that they are infringing upon your rights as a parent and as a citizen. Yeah, I probably do need a bodyguard because I don't feel safe. I'll tell you that right now. I don't feel safe in my county. I don't feel safe in the state. And I feel at any point in time that something could happen to me here in this state. I'm not well liked here. And Lake County does not have a good track record about treating its citizens. They have one of the highest rates of overturning wrongful convictions. They are constantly doing things improperly up here in Lake County. I've been to Mike Nierheim, the state's attorney. I've spoken to him several times before in the past, and I was ignored. And he told me that he cares about veterans. They don't care about veterans up here, okay? They throw veterans in jail all day long over here. Just like they did with, he wasn't a veteran, but Tom Doheny over in McHenry County. McHenry County killed that man. That courthouse killed him. That second-degree murder. They put him in jail on November 1st, and November 11th, that man killed himself. I'm sorry, I think November 18th. He killed himself. He was there for about 3 weeks. They were holding him on $125,000 or $175,000 purge. He had to pay that full amount up front or sit in jail and rot for an undetermined amount of time. Dean, I'll do that, man, but I don't trust anybody up here. I don't trust anybody up here because for those of you just joining, I was here in the Lake County Courthouse and I went in seeking just a piece of paper because I removed my case out of state court into federal court and they reactivated my case without my knowledge. So for those of you just joining, I went downstairs here in the Lake County Court. I'm still sitting outside the courthouse. I'll show you. Here's the Lake County Courthouse. I was just down there at the other end, downstairs in the clerk's office. I had to get out of the cold, but I was downstairs in the clerk's office requesting one piece of paper. And I asked for the names of the people, the staff that reactivated my case. And how could they reactivate my case when I pulled it into federal court? So I pulled my case out of state court into federal court so that they would quit abusing me in this courthouse. Because I've been getting beat up for almost 4 years here. I've been over, I think about 100 court dates that I've been here fighting to be a dad. And so I removed it into federal court while running for governor, so that they would quit beating me up while I'm running for governor. Well, they reactivated my case, even though it's in federal court right now. They reactivated my case, so I came over here to ask for a printout of when it was reactivated and who reactivated it. When I did, they sounded a panic alarm downstairs, and they brought 6 or 7 sheriff's deputies down there and surrounded me. Scared the ever living you-know-what out of me down there. And so I started recording downstairs. And they were yelling at me to turn my phone off. They were demanding